You know, it was really hard to review this anime. Hello everyone, I'm Joe Newin. Welcome to another edition of Newin Anime Review. This one, Danshi Koukousei no Nichijou, also known as Daily Lives of High School Boys. The Daily Lives of High School Boys story is exactly as the title says. It's based on the daily lives of high school boys. To make a long story short, there is no definitive story. The show is more of a sketch show. There are a lot of different segments featuring most, if not all, the characters in the show. And all these different sketches are clever and well written, because they all do their job. It's funny and not just haha funny, more like ruffle koto lol lameows, I'm dying funny. Most skits start out as the characters are bored and they find ways to pass time and have fun. Some situations they go straight right in the thick of it. Some of these activities can be ranged from simple conversations to doing activities or something probably wouldn't do. Yet it all works. There is also a side story where instead of boys it focuses on girls' activities, and it's sort of a parody in itself. Although there is no arcing plot in this anime, the different segments and situations that they are put in is very entertaining. Some of the sketches are really relatable, especially if you were a boy. You may have once in your life experienced the same situation. Each segment was funny and it was supposed to be. The writers really knew what they were doing with the script. I love the different situations they were put in. I was entertained from start to finish. Although it doesn't have a story, it's really unique that it doesn't have to have a story. The characters in the show. Where should I begin? There's so many characters in the show. Even though there's supposed to be 3 main characters in the show, Tadakuni, Hidori, Yoshitake, I thought all the boys got enough screen time to be all equal. Because each skit is focused on a group of boys, and then when it goes to the next sketch, it focuses on another group of boys or to another character, because they all get the same amount of screen time. Tadakuni is pretty much the straight man. He usually tries to go through the day or situation as normally as possible, but his friends think otherwise and they usually bait him into do something stupid. Even though he's given off as the main character, he's probably seen the least, and the reason for that is quite funny. Hidenori is the one who usually gets the boys into awkward, bizarre situations. He's the one usually setting up the sketches. He looks at the situations and decides to make them more interesting. However, this is also shown as he tends to overthink simplistic things. Yoshitake is supposed to be the look like the cool character of the trio, like the bad boy rebel. He gets caught up in the adventures with the trio and he's mostly seen with Hidori. Despite posing the bad boy look, he's actually quite quick-witted and smart. There are no character developments in this show because it's a sketch show. But, however, I do love all these characters. When they interact with each other, you can expect that something great isn't going to happen out of it. All the boys in general are really relatable. In fact, if you were a guy, you would know exactly how these high school boys felt. But of course it's more dramatic than real life. Because all these characters were funny and well written, I pretty much loved the whole cast, whether they were awkward or straight up cool. Now the animation and the art style is rather basic. However, for a show that knows what exactly it is, it executes it well. The animation is nothing special that even the characters and writers say the animation isn't great. Most of the character designs look very similar, so sometimes it's hard to point out the other characters because they're all kind of the same. However, it does look a bit realistic. The boys actually look like boys, and they never wear the uniforms correctly. They're not huge muscular guys. Most of the eyes in the show is rather basic. It's just one color field with an iris that's either bright white or big, or dot. Most of the girls in the shows don't even have eyes at all because it's a show about boys, so they didn't put much detail into the girls, only some main girl characters. They even make a joke about this in the series. But because of its simplistic nature, it works well with the anime. I think the simple art adds to the concept and the comedy of the show. And also, they have funny face faults as well. The soundtrack does really well for setting up a boring Monday life situation, because that's how most of the sketches usually start. They're bored and they find something to do. The music's nothing special, and it fits it. The opening theme is pretty upbeat like the show itself. The only thing about it is just that it does sound a bit more serious than the show. However, it does a really good job though. Let's get to the ending song. It's so bad, yet it's so good at the same time. It's catchy as hell and it's freaking funny as well. And put that with the ending scenes where the boys are performing the play, it fits perfectly. It purposely sounds bad, but once you realize what it's meant for, it's so good. I had so much fun watching this show. Because it's so quick, it went by really quickly, and before I knew it, it was over.
I laughed at pretty much every joke in the show. It's that funny. They're able to keep the comedy consistent. There are many types of jokes, whether it's simple slapstick comedy or breaking the fourth wall. The jokes are fresh each time and watching the build up is enjoyable. There are times where you can expect a joke anyway and you'll laugh still because the jokes are either predictable and you guessed it right, or because it caught you off guard. If you're looking for a quick laugh, you can either pull out one episode or one sketch because it's that funny.
Like I said earlier in this review, this is one of the harder anime to review. The story gets an 8 from me despite being no overarching definitive plot. The segments and sketches and writing were so smart and clever and unique. I loved every situation they came up with, and it's also because it's relatable. For the animation and sound, they get a 7 and 8 from me. The animation simplistic style really fits well with this kind of genre, however sometimes it may be too simple, such as character designs and backgrounds. The soundtrack does its job, however it's the opening and the ending things that are great, especially that surprisingly bad but good ending song. For characters I give them a 9, for the reason there is no character development in them. However, I loved all these characters in the show. Every character pretty much had equal time to shine, also they were well written and likable. For my own personal enjoyment, I give it a 10. My only regret is that I can't give it any higher. It is the funniest animes I have ever seen. The jokes were consistent from start to finish, the comedy never dropped, and I had so much fun watching this. Before I knew it, it ended. So for the overall score, I give it an 8.5 after rounding it all up. Regardless of the score, I would recommend you to go watch this anime as if it's probably the funniest anime, well, my funniest anime of all time. It's just pure fun, especially if you're looking for a good laugh or even a quick laugh.
Well, that's it for this edition of Newin Anime Review. Like always, if you want to read a written review, link is down below in the description, straight to my anime list. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. If you can't be bothered, go watch another video. And with that all said and done, I one day plan on making a sequel to this anime. Maybe Daily Lives of Uni Student. Sayonara!